Okay, so today's theme is Tell Me What to Draw Tuesday, and I have a friend that gave me a suggestion. I had to draw a really fucked up spooky unicorn. So I'm gonna try my best to do that right over here.
start. With nothing left to chew, they split. Cause it makes no difference who you are. They'll let you try to reverse everything. Don't waste your time. Sing hallelujah cause you can't change anything. They'll let you try to reverse everything. Don't waste your time.
Hey, thanks, Westifer. Sorry it took me a minute to answer back to your chat, your message over there. I was looking straight at this the entire time. I'll actually be right back. I was getting a phone call earlier, it looked like, and I could not answer it because I was inking this, but I will return very shortly. Okay, I am back from my phone call, so I can get back to working on this.
wanna do. Believe it's all I 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 wanna do. Do you believe that dreams they can come true? Will you accept the apology that is long overdue? Well, I question what forever is, and I know you do too. When the answer's right in front of me, believe it's all I wanna do. You not trust you not to break out students to wait. You not trust you not to break out students to wait. Wanna you not trust you not to break out students to wait. Believe it's all I wanna do. Believe it's all I wanna do.
Alright, I'm gonna let this sit for a minute so the ink can dry before I erase the pencil lines. And then I'm going to fill in some of the spaces that I want blackened in black. Ugh. Maybe I'll add some more lines for shading, and maybe I'll just ink those in as well. before I fully let this sit to dry. Let's see. I think I'll actually just leave the shading as it is for right now, like just a tiny little hatching. Don't really want to go too detailed on this one. I will add some into the horn though. I'm not sure actually. I'm kind of looking at this again. Maybe I'll get a better feel for the shading after I erase the pencil lines, because it kind of confuses me with all the other lines that I've done. So I'm just gonna leave it as is for right now. Let it dry. Erase the pencil lines, and if I feel like adding more shading, I will add more shading. But time to let this sit, let it dry for a minute. Alright, what's going on, Newman Draws? How's your day going so far? Pretty good. Just finished the first stream. Oh hey, cool. I'm gonna have to go back through it. Do you archive your streams as well, or you do highlights so that they stay on for a while? Because that's what I usually end up doing with mine. I'll highlight the stream so that I can actually keep it. No, haven't messed with that yet. Okay. Yeah, it really helps a lot if you want to just keep your streams, because after a while Twitch will delete your broadcasts. Like it says they're like their new system, and it really sucks. They'll delete your past broadcasts after a certain amount of time. But if you highlight the video or your stream, you can keep it on your channel for a long time. I don't remember how long. I think it keeps it forever. I'm not really sure. See, I'm still kind of fresh and new to the whole streaming thing, so I don't know all of the specifics. But I know if you highlight it, it keeps it from being deleted. What did you work on your stream? Just curious.
Hey there, fellow chump.
And some roots. Okay, I'm gonna have to go over to your page and have to check that out. I think someone just followed me, but I don't know who did, because me being me, I didn't have my follow alert set up because I'm dumb. I apologize, whoever just followed me. I am so sorry. I was gonna shout you out. But I appreciate the follow. Thank you. Shit. I always forget to have the follow alert up for some reason. And that is not good. No, you know what? I can actually just go over here and see who did follow me. Okay, Doodle Flocks. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it greatly. Sorry I didn't get to shout your name out right when you followed me. I did not have my alert box widget out so I could see it. Late stream today was at 12:30. Didn't see you. Yeah, Newman. I had woken up late. I slept through my alarm clock. I had gotten off of work at 8 a.m. because I work in the night shift. And I set my alarm clock for 10:45, and I was going to stream at 12. But I turned the alarm clock off, and I just slept. It's what sucks working in the night shift, where you know you want to do stuff during the day, but you're just dead tired. But I did wake up at like 1. So I was saying, hey, you know, might as well stream right at 2. I'm trying to make streaming a regular thing, kind of, you know, build up an audience, you know, helps me also practice every day, especially doing this drawing every day thing. So yeah, kind of sucks working in the night, but my schedule will change to the day shift, which will kind of ruin things a little bit too with the streaming, where I won't be able to stream at noon anymore. I'll have to stream like midday to late in the day, maybe around 3 p.m. The schedule change is going to be a little weird, but at least I'll be more alert, more awake. Where you work? I work at a Rite Aid here in Richmond. You know, the usual 9 to 10 hours of work in the night. Just retail. It's a drag. I hate working retail, but you know, it's what pays the bills right now. So, it sucks. I think this has had enough time to dry. Alright, let me go ahead and erase some of these lines. So Newman, how new are you to the whole streaming scene? Like, have you been streaming for a while, or you mentioned earlier you finished up your first stream. Was that your first stream you've ever done on Twitch? Yep, first ever, like brand new. Alright, cool. After I'm done with my stream here, I'm gonna go hop on over to your channel and give your stream a little look, like your past broadcasts you just did. Because I will support anyone that, you know, comes here, supports me, and whatnot. I'll head on over to your little channel, see what's going on with that stream. I feel like that would make a great glow-in-the-dark poster. I'm hoping that sounds like a compliment. Hey, you know, I appreciate that. I appreciate that, Doodle. You got some kind of idea going on right there, you know. If I ever do want to print this out, make a bigger thing, paint it with my glow-in-the-dark paint that I have on my other desk, I might consider that. I never actually thought about doing a glow-in-the-dark poster. That'd be really cool. I have yet to use my glow-in-the-dark paint, so that will be something. I think I got it in a pack of paints. It just came in there. I didn't even know there was glow-in-the-dark paint in it. My girlfriend and I had gone to an art store, and I just saw a bunch of paints, and I was like, hey, I'm gonna go ahead and grab this. I brought it home, and lo and behold, I opened it up. I got all the colors that I saw in there, but then it was like, oh, here's glow-in-the-dark paint. And I got super excited about that. I haven't used it yet, but maybe I'll use it on something like this, but like larger. Pretty cool. I've never worked with it before. Yeah, I'm not too familiar with a lot of paints. The only thing I really paint are sculptures. Like whenever I do work on a sculpture, and that's something I hope to bring to the streams too, is me working on sculptures. But yeah, I've never actually done like a painting itself. I always usually work in inks, color pencils, stuff like that, because paint is it's hard to control, especially on like paper itself. I use acrylics, like acrylic paint for my sculptures, and if I want to bring that over to paper, you know, you have to dilute it, you know, water it down and whatnot. It's a process, and it's a process that, you know, I may be a patient person, but sometimes I get very impatient with having to dilute paint. But I'll definitely use paint on like sculptures or like on wood. See, I've never used glow in the dark, but I've used UV ink in some of my stuff, so it glows hidden stuff in black light. That's really cool, actually. You know, putting a drawing under black light and having it glow like that—that's pretty cool. Kind of gives it that rave scene feel, which, truth be told, I've only ever been to one rave in my life so far. I like visually seeing a rave. I hate being in crowds like that, though. It's very different, and everyone is drugged up. I didn't really have a really too good experience when I went to my first rave, but I'll go to like heavy metal concerts and whatnot, because heavy metal concerts that's where I like to be at. Raves, I do like the music. You know, I don't know what you would classify it as. I just like to call it rave music. But I like the music. I like visually looking at everything. I hate being stuck in drugged up crowds like that. And you know, same thing happens at heavy metal concerts. You know, everyone's drunk or drugged up, but you're in a wider area. You're not like cramped up inside of a like a building. Because a lot of like the rave I went to was inside of a club, and you know, you're bunched up with a bunch of people, so you get very, very claustrophobic in it, and it's not. I'm not comfortable with it. Let's see. That is why I don't use oils. The diluting, washing out the brushes is the worst part of paint. Same thing with like doing my when I do inks with my brushes. You know, having to wash them out. You know, you can't really be lazy with washing out brushes, because you can just ruin a brush completely with either paint or ink. You know, you can stain the brush. You can if you let the paint harden on the brush, that's it. You know, there is no saving that brush. And the one I got was just like drawing with water, so not really, but it does fan. Okay. Yeah, brushes are, depending on what kind of brushes you get, they get pretty expensive. I use like cheap ass brushes though. Like I have this whole thing right here, just full brushes. But there are a lot of like cheap brushes. I'm talking like Craftsmart, you know, brushes. I think this was one of the more expensive brushes I bought, which is a Blick Master Bristle. And the only time I ever used this was when I was taking drawing classes in college. And you know, I only ever used this thing like once. But like, let me go to a brush that I absolutely just ruined. There's this one right here, because I had used this with what would you call it? Wood paint? Actually, I have the paints over here. Let me go grab them really quick. Stuff like this, I had used it on a bench project or a bench commission that I had to do a few years ago. And you know, this is like a Bare Premium Plus paint and primer. And me being like really lazy, I did not wash my brushes when I was doing that project. So the bristles are like rock hard on this. I don't know why I still have it, but I kind of like, I think I just like it because, you know, there's a good memory behind it. I did my first commission piece with this, and I just like looking at it because like just looking at like the paint stains and the marks, you can be like, you can look at it and say, hey, you know, I did some work on that bench. I just have the ones from the dollar store, the ones with plastic bristles. Hey, you know, it's not the tool that makes the art piece. You know, the tool could help, but it's, you know, your mastery over the medium. You know, the tool doesn't make the artist. Like, you have a lot of, like, you hear stories or see stories about a lot of artists that use very basic tools, or some don't even use tools to paint. Sometimes they'll use their hands or like their fingers, but they have like a mastery over their craft, and it's really, really interesting to see that. I understand keeping it's a great memory. My brushes are mostly leftover ones from when my mom cleaned out her garage and didn't want to bother tossing them. I think some of the best materials to get, if you guys have ever gone like dumpster diving before, even though, you know, in some places that is straight up illegal. Don't do it if you don't know like the laws around the area, or, you know, if you know you're gonna get in trouble for doing it. But I used to go dumpster diving a lot when I was in college, and I found a whole ton of materials to work on art pieces with. I found like large pieces of wood. Two of my art chairs that I have for my other desks, I found in a dumpster at my college. You know, perfectly fine chairs. There was maybe one or two things, like they were scratched up or something, so they were just throwing them away. And so I took them out of the dumpster, and I was like, you know, I cleaned them up, and I used them as my art chairs, basically. You can find some great furniture and pallets that way. Yeah, that's true. That is true. Yeah, I found a whole bunch of great stuff. I did, you know, cut my hand open dumpster diving one time though, because there at the college there were two giant dumpsters. One was for like regular trash or like wood, and the other one was meant for metals. And you know, I had cut my hand in the metal dumpster. You know, luckily I didn't have to get, you know, a tetanus shot or anything like that, and it wasn't really like a deep cut. But still, you know, it's like, you gotta be careful when you're doing stuff like that. You can seriously hurt yourself.
Shall we dance?
But even even one of my I don't know really what to call it. It's not really like a bookshelf, but it's something I just hold all of my art materials on. I found that I found that at my works dumpster, because they were throwing this away. So, you know, I asked my boss, hey, you were throwing this away, can I keep this? And he's like, yeah, go for it, we're just gonna throw it away anyways. So I took it home, I cleaned it up, and now it holds all my art books, sketchbooks, art materials and stuff like that, and it just sits right next to this desk that I'm working on. It sits to my my left, so, you know, everything's organized on there, you know, as organized as I can be. Holy shit, that is cool. Kiriyama, thanks. Thanks so much. Yeah, I'm not quite finished with this piece yet. I was just, you know, shooting the shit. I was talking with Doodle and Newman on here, passing the time a little bit.
Hey there, fellow chump.
Kiriyama, thanks for the follow as well. Thank you very much. Greatly appreciated. Yeah, dumpster diving is the best. It's pretty fun. I get a good joy out of doing it because you never know what you're gonna find. It's kind of like what's the best analogy I can make for it? It's like having a loot crate kind of thing, but you don't know what the theme is. You can kind of just, you're going in blind. You don't know what you're gonna get or what you can come out with, and it's really cool. Doodle gave me the heads up. Kind of brushed up what I need to use for this. Another thing I recently really liked getting into, just to pass some more time, is using a toothbrush to do the splatter effect for ink and paint and whatnot. I'm actually going to turn to a page on here where I did that recently. Yeah, this one right here, I did as a tribute for John Hurt and his like iconic role in the Alien movies, or in the Alien movie itself, like the first one, where he was the first victim of the chest burster. And so I kind of just did like a little piece right here because he had passed away on the 27th, I believe it was, and my theme for this day was a sci-fi Saturday. So I decided to do an Alien piece to tribute for him. But yeah, doing the splatter effect is really fun. Like, after a while, you kind of get used to using the brush a certain way where you can kind of control where the splatters go. But, you know, the whole point of having splatters isn't really having too much control over it. You just want it to be random. It's kind of like a random mess. But, you know, you can control some splatters, and that's what I like a lot about using brushes like that. That reminds me, I realize it is the last day of January. I need to make a video for my YouTube channel to kind of go over the month. Like, the first month of doing this Daily Drawing 2017 book. This is the last drawing for the month. And what's tomorrow? Tomorrow is Wednesday. Weird Wednesday will be the theme. In case anyone is curious, this is the theme, or this is the suggestion I was given for the drawing for today, because today is Tell Me What to Draw Tuesday. And so I went on my group chat with my friends and asked one of them, hey, tell me what to draw, and she told me to do a really fucked up spooky unicorn. I wouldn't call this like a spooky unicorn and not really fucked up. But you know, I tried to do something weird with this unicorn by giving it, you know, a third eye, having some kind of aura or smoke coming out of its nose and eyes, and having a horn that's not really like neat. It's kind of like jagged in some places, like it's been used to like hit things with a lot. What's going on, Pickaxe? What is going on, dude? I appreciate you and Westifer coming in and supporting me with every stream that I've done so far. Same thing with Newman. Newman being very recent to some of my streams. You guys are all great, and having, you know, the new guys come in, Doodle and Kiriyama. I appreciate you guys coming into chat. You know, coming in, watching me do this, talking with me. Yeah, boy, I got 30 minutes before class. Sweet. When did you start streaming? You mean like today? Or when did I start streaming in general? Because if you want to ask in general, I have not been streaming for long. I've only maybe done... How many streams have I done so far? Let me go to my videos. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I've done 9 streams since October of last year. So I'm still fairly new to streaming, but if you want to ask about today, I started streaming at 2 o'clock. Okay, in general. Yeah, so I've only been streaming since October, and I haven't really done a lot of streaming because work and, you know, trying to find a good time frame, but I've kind of found a good balance of where to throw my streams at. So I'm trying to stream more often. Man, that sick, nasty delay, though. So I'm in the classroom and just watching your shit. I appreciate that, Pickaxe. Let's see, so for this thing, do I make the smoke red or black? I'm not sure. I'm actually super hyped you had to start late because then I could make it. Yeah, blame my my schedule and me sleeping in through my alarm clock today. Supposed to wake up at 10:45, ended up waking up at 1. You vote red. Okay. Red near base, black outside would be super sick. It'd be a radical gradient. My initial thought was to do like the smoke and the areas around the eyes red, and doing the eyes black, and then having more either the blood be red or maybe I'll bring out something different and maybe make the tears like a really dark blue or a light blue or something. I'm not really too sure. I haven't really thought this one through all the way. Because I don't really... Unless I'm doing like a major piece that I've actually like thought about for a long period of time, I don't really plan out a color scheme. It kind of just comes to me while I'm working on the piece. So doing like the daily drawings, I don't really plan out a color scheme. It kind of just, the color scheme will come to me, but it makes it easy to do like black, red, and white. That stuff's really easy. Like I'll turn to a page where I did an actual color, like a full color thing. Here we go, right here. Like I did a beholder for one of my first Fantasy Friday, and you can see I chose like a bunch of colors, but I did all that like last minute. Like it was not thought out beforehand. So, you know, I could sometimes come up with a color scheme off the top of my head, but other times I can't. So it really just depends on, you know, how long I want to spend on a piece too. Like if I don't want to spend too long on something, I'll just do like maybe 3 colors, something basic. Go with green for the smoke stuff and gray for the unicorn. Reddish yellow and then smoke outside. Go green. You guys are giving me a lot of different color schemes. That is one nice beholder friend. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I like me some D&D, and that's what a lot of my Fantasy Fridays are really kind of based off of. I can thank Pigax for getting me into D&D. Very good friend of mine, and his campaigns were amazing. I had joy doing being part of every campaign I've done with him so far. And now he wants to teach me Shadowrun, and I'm like, oh boy, I gotta find some time to learn Shadowrun. I gotta learn another system. I think it's, if I recall correctly, Pigax, the D6 system, correct? You are artist. Lately, gonna probably be doing more on potentially Thursdays/Wednesdays. Shadowrun, please. Yes, indeed. Okay. D6 all the way. I think we know some people who are into Shadowrun. Based off of that comment, Doodle and Kiriyama, do you two know each other, or are you just doing it based off of like, oh, you know, here's just some people that like Shadowrun? Hey, I have to head out to work. Hope to catch your stream again tomorrow. All right, Newman. Have a good time at work. I don't know what time I will actually stream tomorrow because I'm gonna go visit a friend in the hospital for the next 2 days, starting tomorrow. So I don't know if I will stream at all tomorrow. But you know, you get the heads up on Instagram because I know you follow me on Instagram. Also, guys, if you want to stay updated on when I do stuff, go ahead and check out my my Instagram, Facebook page, Twitter page, DeviantArt, you know, all the stuff. You know, you can find me under either Locust Farms, Ink Locust, or if you're on Instagram, it's Xavier Hart, which is my name. So yeah, go ahead and do up those follows if you want to stay up to date. Newman, have a good one. Catch you next time, Newman. I mean, hey dog, you said you're free on like Thursdays. Yes, I believe so. I don't know how my new schedule is going to work out starting next week though, Pigax. Because I do switch over to the day shift, so I don't know if my days off will change at all. We may or may not live together. We're dating. Okay, cool. I got you guys. That's really cool. I got a couple here on on the stream. That's really cool. Right. Just keep me updated and we'll work something out. No problem, Pigax, you know. I do want to learn Shadowrun and everything. Hey. Alright, Doodle Flocks, thanks for the follows and the watch. The follow on the Instagram and the watch on DeviantArt. I appreciate it. Besides this weekend, you'll be getting Shadowrun Overload from Adam and I. Saturday might be a little back and forth, a little bit, Pigax, only because my girlfriend is coming to come visit me, and you know I do want to spend time with Adam and you guys. But when she comes down here, it's usually all her. That's where all my attention goes to. But you know, whatever time that we do spend talking about Shadowrun, you know, I'll try to absorb that information as best I can. I wish you lots of paranoia in your Shadowrun adventures. See, I need to start buying some more colored inks because I was contemplating doing colored pencil, but I don't really want to do colored pencil to color some of these. And if I went to my markers, they would bleed through onto my previous drawing from yesterday, and it would just ruin this. Because it's funny, the ink will not bleed through on these pages in this moleskin, but the Prisma color and like all the other kind of markers I have will bleed through. If you want to get into 3rd edition Shadowrun, let me know. I have a good collection of digital books for it. No, cool. I appreciate that, Kiriyama. Thanks, Kiriyama. I want to do like a video. I want to do it today or maybe tomorrow to do, like I said, like a kind of like an overview of like the past month in this sketchbook so far. Like at the end of every month, I kind of want to do like, oh, a month in review. Here's every drawing I did for a month. Especially on my YouTube channel, because I have basically ignored the hell out of my YouTube channel. Last time I made a video was, I think, like an update video, like last year or something like that, or like at the beginning of last year, and I never really did anything with it. And now the past few videos have just been me porting over the stream onto YouTube. But you know, I do want to go back to doing my time-lapse videos. I used to do a lot of time-lapse videos for my drawings, so I kind of want to go back to doing that as well. Good music plus good art plus good personality equals a good stream. Hey, I appreciate that. I appreciate it a lot, Kiriyama. I've been trying to get a little bit more music onto here, but it's really hard to get music that won't get your stream silenced in some parts for copyright music when you highlight your stream. So I've been using, you know, Twitch's music library on Spotify. But I'm not really too big on a lot of the music that's on their selection. Like, for my past few streams, I tried playing some Infected Mushroom, and you know, some songs were okay to use, but a lot of them got the copyright notices on it, so it silenced those parts of the stream. So I completely just took Infected Mushroom off of my my playlist, because I don't want it, you know, to be silenced in a lot of parts, which is unfortunate. Trying to find music, that's probably the hardest part for me before I do a stream. It's not planning out a drawing, it's not, you know, setting up the stream, it's looking for music. I'm still trying to plan out how to do this one. Yeah, I think I'll just go with my original idea, and then I might come back to this at one day, make a print of it, or maybe even scan it in and do it digitally on Manga Studio, or whatever it's called now, Clip Studio. I think that's what it's called, the program. It used to be called Manga Studio Pro, but now it's called, let me see, Clip Studio Paint. Yeah, so I'm just gonna go ahead and just do the color scheme I thought of originally for this. And then after that, we'll call it a stream, so that I can have some time to talk to my girlfriend over Skype before I had to go to bed and get ready for work tonight. But please, you know, keep talking. You know, I really appreciate everyone coming out, being able to get along, having some good conversation and whatnot. It's great. Let me not do the black yet, I'll do the red first. This seems smarter. Ew, gross, human contact. Oh, that'd be kind of cool, digital coloring stream. Yeah, I've been actually thinking about doing a digital stream for the longest time. It's just that I don't really have a lot of pieces that I throw into a digital drawing, because everything I usually do is traditional. And I'm still new to the digital drawing scene as well. So, you know, and my digital drawing stream, or doing digital art, for me takes a lot longer than doing traditional, because with traditional it's like, oh, it's quick, you know, I could do it really quickly like that. With digital, you gotta get in there. If you're doing like some intense shading, you gotta zoom in so close to the image and do the shading just right and whatnot. I wonder if Savant, if a lot of my Savant songs will hit copyright strikes too. I'd be really upset if that happened, because I don't want to take Savant off my playlist. Same with digital art. Savant is pretty rad. It sounds good so far. Yeah, Savant. Infected Mushroom and Savant were like the first two EDM artists that I ever listened to, and so doing that, they are my favorite ones to listen to. But I'm unsure, like, if after the stream, if Savant is actually like has the copyright stuff where Twitch will mute the stream after after I'm done broadcasting. And, you know, I'd be a little upset if that happens, because then, you know, I have to take Savant off of my playlist, because, you know, I don't want my streams to be muted a lot. I only heard one Savant album though, and it's like the circus themed one. The circus themed one. The circus theme one, which one is that one? Is that, I can't think of the album names. I'm really bad with the album names, but I can list, like, songs that I've listened to off of some albums. It wasn't Alchemist, was it? Or is it the album that this? No, it's not. It's not this one. I'm not sure. Which one is the circus themed one? I think it was Alchemist. Okay, so it was Alchemist. I was thinking of the right one. I don't think I have any songs off that album on my playlist off of Alchemist, because I think the first album I listened to by Savant was let me see if I could find the songs. Well, Ism, of course, like the album we're listening to right now. Yeah, actually the first one, it just popped up. Vario 64 was the very first Savant song I ever listened to, so off of his Overkill album. And I know recently he has some EPs out that were unreleased tracks that he made a while ago, and he just released them all part of this unreleased EP. I haven't listened to any of that yet, because I recently listened to Infected Mushroom's new album that came out a few days ago, and I was loving it. The album name is Return to the Sauce, and it's really good. I love Infected Mushroom's mushroom theme as well. It's what kind of got me interested in mushroom themed art. You know, you can make it really psychedelic, you can make it intense, very spooky sometimes too. You can do a lot with mushroom themed art and make it neat. Do you ever do commissions? I haven't opened up commissions yet. Only because, you know, I am a little, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm still kind of, that's something I'm still kind of learning, is the whole commission process. I've done one commission in my life that I actually got paid to do, you know, I got paid to do a bench painting when I was in college. I got paid $200 to do this bench painting. I've been thinking about opening up commissions, you know, setting up the whole, oh, you know, pay me through PayPal kind of deal, and even then I'm kind of like, I don't know how this works. I'm kind of jumping in blind with it, but I do want to open up commissions. And having someone already ask me, you know, having an interest in me doing commissions, it makes me happy and a little bit more confident. So I may open up commissions soon. I'd say one of the hardest parts about doing commissions too is pricing your art. That's one of the hardest things an artist can do, is, you know, setting a price for their art. Because, you know, as an artist, you like to downplay yourself, and you want to sometimes be that artist that's like, if you're just starting out, you don't want to go insane with prices. If I ask nicely, would you send me a PM if you open them up? Yeah, that's no problem. Of course. I'll either send you a PM, or I'll do like a public announcement saying, you know, email me or something. I'll put out my art email, my commission email, and people could be like, hey, you know, do this, and we'll talk price and whatnot. I'd commission you to draw my Shadowrun characters. Hey! I can answer questions if you'd like pricing. If you'd like pricing is the only sketchy part. Yeah, pricing is always the part where it's like, if you try to price your artwork and then, you know, especially if it's a commission you get really interested in doing, like it's something that appeals to your personal taste, having to price something is one of the hardest parts. Like, even when I remember also in college, my college did this thing where we had an open art gallery for the students, for any art students, really. And you can submit some pieces in, and if your piece got in, you know, it got hung up in the gallery for a few months. I submitted a piece and it got hung in the gallery. But, you know, we had to price our artwork just in case, you know, we did have like professional, you know, art critics come through, and if they wanted to buy the art, you know, they would pay you. They'd write out a check and pay you. My piece didn't get bought because, you know, mine was like the only illustration piece that was in there. Everyone else had these like elaborate, amazing paintings, and, you know, with my little illustration in there, it kind of got overshadowed. Because I had some people in my class that were just amazing at painting. Like, it seemed like they were born with a gift to paint. But, yeah, so having to price it, even the curator or whatnot asked me, you know, how much is this? I'm like, I don't know. And then, like, you know, she had to base it off of how long did it take you to do the drawing, or like the piece, how long, or how much did you spend on materials. So, you know, I had to calculate all that, and it ended up being like, oh, you know, this piece costs $135, like, at the end of it. So pricing it was a little, it sucked. Some people in my class were amazing, yeah, like it. I appreciate that, Kiriyama. No, in my classes, there were a lot of really good artists. A lot of their styles I really liked, but, you know, you do have the people that are there just to get the grade, so, you know, they didn't really care about doing the art. They would draw like a stick figure and be like, I'm done. You know, they were just in the class to get free credits, basically. It upset me a little bit because, you know, I'm like, oh, you know, I really look forward to looking at other people's stuff, but, you know, it's a little upsetting like that. But I appreciate that. Thank you for the compliment. My art style actually was not like this when I was in college. My art style, I was still kind of trying to get a grasp for. Even now, I'm trying to get a grasp for what my art style actually is. So, you know, every day when I draw, I learn something new. You know, my art style is constantly changing because I learn something new, or, you know, I get a tiny bit better at anatomy. So, you know, I change something up. How it looks, how it feels. I use different materials sometimes. You know, you never stop growing as an artist. And that's what I like about being an artist. It's, you know, you're always improving. And then of course, one of the downsides I guess an artist could say for their work is we're never done with a piece. We're only fed up with our artwork. And that's when we say we're done with it. We're done with this piece, because when you look back at it, you're like, oh, I could have improved it this way. I could have added this. I could have done this. But it's really like, how long can you tolerate your own art? They worked hard at it, just like how you worked hard as fuck at your art skills. That starts soon. I don't wanna. I know the feeling, Pickaxe. That's the feeling I get when I gotta go to work. Like, I see the time ticking down. I'm like, I don't want to go. 3-hour any class is killer. I had a 3-hour biology class at college, and it sucked, and it was a night class too. So, you know, it was basically like an hour and a half or 2 hours of lecture, and then it was like an hour of lab. But still, it was just, it sucked. You never want to end a campaign, but eventually you just sit there like, fuck, I can't go on. I know we have those campaign stories from those people who, for the life of them, they could not make a good campaign. Or, you know, it was a copy-paste of the Mayans of Moria. I'm very upset with those ones. Campaign ends when the character is dead. Unless you want to be one of those GMs that's like, oh, you know, I'll give this character another chance. Maybe, you know, I'll let them redo something or give them a slight chance to further the campaign. I've had that happen too, but it wasn't a campaign that I wasn't really too all about. Dude, we need to tell these stories in stream one day. We should, because they're just horrible. Like, I've been part of horrible campaigns where this guy says he was like a DM for other campaigns, but all he did was copy paste Lord of the Rings settings, characters, and it really just ended up he played as an NPC, or not. Well, he didn't really play as an NPC, but, you know, he played as a character that just wanted to have sex with every female character he created. And it upset me greatly. I really should have filled a thing full of water. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go fill up a cup full of water. And I have returned with my cup of water. Alright, Pickaxe, have a good class. I might be done with the stream, yeah, by the time you're out, because you have a 3-hour class, but have a good class, man. And then there were 5, but only one person is talking. Clean this off. I don't know why I did not think about getting this cup of water earlier to wash my brushes in. Because, you know, in every great piece you need to have your water so that you can clean off your brush. But I completely neglect my water cups. talk, trying to help. I'm not really too good at thinking of topics to talk about. I kind of just like, I jump into a conversation. Right when someone starts something, I'll always have something to comment on. I can never usually initiate a conversation though. It's always hard for me to do. I'm not a very social person, like, social person in person. I like the anonymous feeling of doing like a stream, you know, someone not seeing my face because I don't have to deal with eye contact, stuff like that. I forget to take my brushes out of the water so the wood handles get all gross. Yeah, I know that feeling. I left a bunch of brushes in my water from my last stream, and it made them a little nasty. Kind of stained some of the brushes too, because they were sitting in basically like ink water, and some of the brushes I used had white bristles, so it stains the bristles. But, you know, you wash it out really well. The bristles may be stained, but, you know, you're still getting clear water after a while from washing the brushes. The brushes are basically clean. They're just stained. I have a lot of super bad habits when it comes to stuff. I'm just too lazy sometimes. Like, I just don't want to clean anything once I do, like, an art piece, because I've already spent so long on something that I end up not cleaning something. I guess the same could be said in real life with my chores that I need to do around my apartment. Like, I neglect to do dishes sometimes. So, you know, I have a mountain of dishes in my sink that I still need to do before my, I have guests coming over on the weekend. And I'm like, oh man, you know, I gotta clean all these dishes in the sink. But I don't want to right now. Same with my laundry. I never want to do laundry. Even though it only takes like 2 hours out of my time to fully do my laundry. Or, yeah, 2 hours out of my time. I still don't want to do it. You know, I gotta walk all the way to the laundry machines in my complex. You know, I gotta do this, do that. Then when they're done, I gotta take them back inside my room. I gotta fold them, put them away. But, you know, I need clothes to wear. Especially if I need to wash my uniforms for work. My arms get tired from painting and then I get lazy about cleaning up. It's not just me, Kiriyama. It must be an artist thing. I got an excuse now. That's the part about being like lazy sometimes. You will have an excuse to not do anything. You'll always have an excuse. Where it's like, I'm too tired, or maybe I'll do it a little later, I got time. And then you end up regretting it sometimes in the end. It's like, you know, I could have saved myself the pain if I just did it then and there, but, you know. That's just us being us. I could appreciate someone who doesn't want to do anything sometimes. Sample size too small, cannot confirm. I need to go out into the town and do a survey. Do a sample size of residents of Richmond, Virginia, or residents of the art community. Do you guys get lazy too when you do this? Or if you want to do a simple task like do your laundry or clean up after yourselves, do you get lazy too? Usually it's needing the coffee pot that gets me to wash the dishes. You know what? You are absolutely right. Except for today. I made a pot of coffee, and I have my coffee with me over here on the side in my thermos. But I pushed all of the dishes out of the way to wash my coffee pot and use the water in the coffee pot to make the coffee. So I still neglected the dishes. I just pushed them out of my way to make room to wash my coffee pot. It's like, how lazy can you get? Like, you know you have to do the dishes, but I'm like, nope, I need this coffee right now, it's more important. And I just pushed everything out of the way, because the dishes will usually maybe, let's see, I have a bunch of dishes in the sink right now. That would take me maybe half an hour to do all those dishes, because if we don't have a dishwasher in this apartment, we have to wash it by hand. And that's probably why I don't ever want to do dishes, because I gotta wash them by hand. So it ends up just being this task that I just do not want to do. But I'm hoping when I move to my other apartment, I have a dishwasher in there, because I'm so tired of not having a dishwasher. I like to be lazy, so I can just throw the dishes in the dishwasher and have that be washed by itself like that. Oh jeez, that is annoying. Yeah. Hand washing stuff, like, I don't mind hand washing art materials because, hey, you know, I'm an artist. I enjoy cleaning my materials sometimes so they're ready for the next thing. I hate doing life tasks like that. Like, oh, you know, I gotta clean my room, I gotta clean the dishes. Even though I keep my room pretty clean. Because, growing up, my mom was very strict with cleaning. And so, you know, I kind of became like a cleaning Nazi, but only when it comes to my room. I don't care about how anyone else's room looks. I need to make sure my room's always looking good. Especially since my apartment room is really small. But, you know. Let's see here. Do you ever have bleed problems with using ink on paper? Yeah, no. When it's on the moleskin, it does not bleed through. The ink does not bleed through at all. Like, you can see there's no bleeding through. I can actually turn to a page where there's a good example where it did bleed through. Right here, when I did Trypophobia for Weird Wednesday, my first Weird Wednesday, I used a marker. Not like a permanent marker, but like a, what kind of markers do I have? Like Prismacolor or whatnot, and it bled through. So I skipped this page to move on to the next one. And the same thing happened, where's the other one that bled through as well? It was like really bad on one of them. Or I can say right here, I did use permanent marker on here, on this one, and it bled through the page over here. So, using markers, they bleed through. The ink does not bleed through at all. So, it kind of limits what I could do with markers if I don't want to, you know, skip a page every so often to do a piece. But, you know, using the ink with my brush, I find that a lot more enjoyable than using a marker now, because I've gotten so used to using a brush to lay down the ink. That's why I need to buy some more colored inks, so that, you know, I have more variety, because I love using ink to color. You know, it gives it a very dark, you get your dark blacks, you get your dark or light reds, or any other light or dark colors, and it really makes a drawing pop out, especially if you do something like, I know I'm kind of spoiling my sketchbook, like I didn't want to spoil some of the stuff for it, but something like this, you get these like nice dark and light red in here a little bit, and it really kind of like makes the drawing pop. Also, like down to like color scheme, like this too, you know, completely white drawing, black and white, but then you have the soul red that's so dark that it pops out, if you know, catch what I mean. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I think on my next paycheck, I'm gonna go out and buy some more inks, some more colors. Because right now, let me see. I'm gonna go grab my other ones. I have a bunch of just the black Higgins ink. This is for just doing like line work with my my dip pen, or using some of this as like a background black. Then I have a lot of speedball inks. Like this is white. Like I would use this to like sign pieces that are where that has a completely black background. So I'll dip this into, or I'll dip my my pen into this and sign it. Then I have this one. I haven't used this one yet. It's silver. I just got it on a whim because I was like, ooh, silver. That sounds cool. Have not used it yet. But I also have like this giant bottle that's, I can't really get a good size comparison on here, but it's like, it's a lot bigger than my sketchbook. Just full of black speedball paint or ink, just in case, you know, I go on like a really big drawing binge and I use up a lot of ink. But, you know, I'm trying to find uses for the silver too. I think the silver, my thought behind it was to use it also if there's like a black background, I would sign it in silver. Like have a signature in silver, and I thought that was cool. But I might use the silver for something eventually, something really cool. Maybe I'll even use it for this horn on this piece, and then I'll just go back over the parts that separate the horn segments. Who knows? You know? Once again, I never really plan out these things when it's like a last minute drawing or something that I haven't really thought about all day. So I will see how that will turn out, if I want to use silver or not. And what's funny is this is like only like the second horse head I've ever drawn in my entire life, and I thought I was looking at it, I was like, I got this anatomy down, kind of. The other horse head I drew, I never finished over here. It was the first Tell Me What to Draw Tuesday as well. Was this right here? And you know, I've never really done horse anatomy, so they have a really weird structure. Especially in the face too, there's a lot of like curves and angles up here that separate into this part of the face. I don't know the names of the horse anatomy, anything like that. So, you know, the horse head could be broken down into like 3 parts. You have like the square, or sorry, 4 parts. There you have like the square or rectangle for like the main part of the head. You have like the half circle up here for the top of the dome. You have like a triangle right here, or even another rectangular shape. And then you have like a circle right here for like the end of the mouth. Everything is bigger than it seems since horses have this weird whimsicalness about them. Yeah, it's I was never really a really big horse person. I have a lot of friends that are equestrians and actual people that ride horses, so you know, they're all about their horses, and I never really caught on to that. I have a lot of friends that would just, all they would talk about is their horses, and I'm like, hey, you know, that's cool and dandy. You want to talk to me about something else too other than horses? I mean, horses, like, after doing this one, it's kind of fun to draw a little bit, but animal anatomy is weird. Anything that doesn't have like a human basis shape for it, it's a little weird. That's like if I draw like creatures or whatnot, I'll give them a human structured base, and then I would just tweak it from there to make it strange or weird. It's really kind of just learning your anatomy and how to break down these structures into simple shapes, and you can build up from there. Those are some of the only things I pulled from my my art classes when I took them. Other than that, you know, I didn't really learn too much in my art classes for every single one I took that wasn't like just regurgitated knowledge. I think, you know, art classes are fun to take. It's just that if they're just regurgitating knowledge from like a previous year, it's something I don't enjoy. You know, I get bored really easily, especially, oh my goodness, my art 102 class, or whatever it was called. All we did for the entire semester was portrait drawings or like still lifes, but with charcoal, and I hate charcoal so much because of that class. That's all our instructor wanted to do, because he our drawing instructor was a painter, and he also taught the painting class. So he wanted to make the drawing class feel like a painting class by only using charcoal for the entire semester. And it really agitated myself. My girlfriend was also in the class too, and we just do not like using charcoal. Like, I wouldn't mind doing the nude drawings or whatnot all semester if it wasn't for the fact that we only used charcoal. We were not allowed to use our pencils. I couldn't really experiment with ink, which, you know, I love using ink now. But, you know, we only touched ink like once out of the 2 semesters of drawing that I took at college. Yeah, I know in high school we never touched ink at all. You know, it was all, you know, you're using pencil only. We're not to the advanced stages where you can use ink. My drawing 101 was the same way. Everything was charcoal. Like, I don't think everything should be charcoal in like a drawing 101 class. Like, sure, like they do kind of expect you to have already taken an art class like in high school or something like that, so you kind of already have like a basis down for using a pencil. But still, I'm like, you know, can we not do charcoal for an entire semester? Like, you just get tired of using that medium so fast. Like, change it up a bit. Like, sure, charcoal is fine every so often, but like, change it up a bit. Don't use charcoal all the time. Might be a material cost thing too. You might be right. You know, it's having to go out and already buy giant sketch pads already kind of puts a lot of people down on money, and you know, artists are not known to have money to spend all the time. The starving artists. Like right now, I'm surviving on some bread, making sandwiches, and going to 7-Eleven and getting like $3 sandwiches every day. They also told us that they wanted to take away an easy way for us to erase our mistakes. Yeah, I guess it kind of just makes you kind of commit to something. But the same could be said for like when I did just straight flat ink drawings. Like there was no pencil base or anything like that. It's just straight to ink. It's kind of permanent. You have to have like a dedication to it, because there's once that ink goes down, it's like you cannot fix it unless you use, you know, something to erase it with like whiteout or something like that. But you know, we couldn't use that. It was, you're committing to this piece. You're committing to every single line you do. Well, but I did have fun in my classes. I do want to take up photography again, because I did that in high school as well. I did drawing, digital art, and photography in high school. And I do have my camera, but I only use that for like recording time-lapse videos, and now I don't even use that for time-lapse. I use the webcam I have up here, because you know, it's got a really good quality for time-lapse now for recording. So I kind of neglect my camera, which I really shouldn't, because I spent some good money on it. So I need to get back into doing photography as well. That teacher also walked around with a garbage bag and would make us throw out our... Oh my goodness, really? You had to throw out your assignments that you did? He said that we needed to be able to let go and move forward. I understand that. And, you know, I did look at my past drawings before. And, like, I threw away a lot of, like, stuff that I thought was crappy. But to throw it away, like, immediately afterwards without, you know, kind of, like, looking it over and seeing where you can improve, I don't know about that. Like, I believe in the philosophy of, you know, not basically, like, kissing your own ass. You know, you shouldn't be, like, really 100% satisfied with everything that you do. Because if you are, and you just linger on it too much, you know, you don't really improve, where you're always like, oh, you know, this is the best thing I've ever done. You can always improve and whatnot, but, like, to have, like, the immediate throwing it away, you kind of, like, lose that sense of, you know, I didn't really look it over. Like, I've seen, like, a lot of people where they focus so much on just one piece after doing it, because, you know, they spend so much time on it, but they only focus on that one piece rather than doing anything else, because they're like, oh, you know, this is the greatest thing I've ever created. You know, they're basically kissing their own ass. And I'm like, you know, doing art, you know, there's always room to improve, and, you know, you shouldn't really linger too much on a single piece or a single assignment, because, you know, you're always going to make something better. You know, it's good to keep the piece and look back at it and be like, wow, you know, look how much I've grown, but still. Like, I know I still have my my illustration that I did for the gallery thing I was talking about earlier. But I have it as, like, a reminder by saying, you know, hey, you know, this piece got into the gallery and my art skills weren't that great at that point. I like to look back at it and compare it to my recent stuff, and I see how much I've improved. Like, I don't hold that piece as an accomplishment anymore. I hold it as, you know, look how much I've improved. This is how my art used to be back in whenever year I did that gallery piece. Now I'm like, you know, what if I try to submit something to a gallery now? How much my art has improved, you know? I like just having it as a reminder by saying, sure, it is an accomplishment that, hey, you know, I actually did this, got into a college gallery for a few months, but I guess what I'm trying to say is, you know, I just hold stuff like that as reminders instead of, like, kissing my ass about it. Spend a good day or two kissing my own ass after I make a piece of commission just so I can promote, but after that I generally end up seeing nothing but mistakes. Yeah, that is kind of like the artist thing, you know. Sure, you can linger on a piece for a while and say, you know, hey, you know, I did really good on this, but once you start breaking it down, it goes back to the whole thing I was saying earlier with a piece is never finished. We just get tired of doing something if you spend so much time on it. So you see all the mistakes, you see what you did wrong, you see where you can improve. Like, I know this may seem like I'm gonna kiss my own ass right now, but I'm gonna go get my my gallery piece and just show it off for a second, just to show you how much, like, the art style has changed, and just, you know, what the piece actually looked like when it got into the gallery. And it was one of the only illustration pieces, like, in the gallery, because everything else was a painting, photography, or even, like, I guess the newest thing they were doing was video media, which was interesting, a little strange, but it was more like it was like a time lapse of someone just riding in their car and videotaping outside. But let me go ahead and get that piece out. paintwork is coming along nicely. Keep showing off the stream to coworkers as they pass by. Keep showing off the stream. Alright, thank you. Oh my goodness. Okay, so here's the thing I did in college. This is the gallery piece. Let me move this out of the way so I can put this down. And let me zoom out on the camera. But this is basically it. This is the piece that I put into, that I got into my college's gallery. This is like the only illustration piece that they had in there. They even had this little thing. This is like a little booklet thing that the art program had for it called The Walrus, which is like Creative Arts Journal thing. This is yeah, for the Woodbridge campus in Virginia, Northern Virginia, Nova. But they had like some really good art pieces that were in there. Let's see here. Let's see if we can just take a trip through this together. This one was always in the gallery. This thing has been in the gallery for years, and it keeps showing up in every single gallery that they do. I met the guy that did this piece, and you know, it's a very, very cool sculpture. I really like it. All the colors and whatnot is hardened plastic on a basically one of those like skeletons you get in like a biology classroom or whatnot. Then here's mine that was in there. It's like on the second page. I had named it Oracle 1 because I was gonna make like an Oracle series, but I never really fell through with it. I might redo my Oracle drawing now to show how much my style has changed. But like I just used like I literally only did this in maybe like 2 hours. It was not like something I spent a lot of time on. It was just something that was like, oh, you know, I'm just gonna throw this into the thing. Oh, it's not gonna get in the gallery. Da 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 da. And then what they did was they would have our pieces next to poetry that a poet or someone that studied poetry or whatnot, or short stories, like a creative writing class, they would write on the piece that was to it. So I read through it and I was like, hey, you know, that's really interesting. This is what I was talking about. This is a friend of mine that was in my class as well, but he did painting. He did this amazing lion painting that got bought as well from their, you know. I was like, oh man, I'm really jealous of this dude's like painting skills. I think he did like multiple ones for it. No, this was someone else. Like there was just like a bunch of like different stuff going on with it. You know, you have sculptures. Oh, this is my favorite painting he did. He did 2 painting submissions. So, like that's it. Like I'm like, this is amazing. He did amazing paintings. You know, very jealous of his painting skills. Let's see. How did you make that lighting effect where the light source slowly gets swallowed up by the darkness? Oh, you mean in are you talking about this piece right here? The lighting effect you said? Let me zoom back out. Slowly gets consumed by darkness. Like, what do you talk about? Like up here? Well, really, because I did use, once again, I used like a bunch of like Higgins ink for the black. And once you keep using ink on a brush, there are going to be spots where it's a lot lighter because, you know, not as much ink was put in that spot, or the ink was starting to run out on the brush. So, I kind of kept that in there. I didn't go back over it with the brush because I kind of liked how it, you know, you do have like a light source right here with this red halo. So it kind of like fades out, and I really liked how that came out for that. So I just kept it in there. I didn't want to do anything with it. You can call it laziness too. You know, sometimes laziness does make some stuff appear really neat. And I'm just a lazy person, so.
Hey there, fellow chump.
Stardust Sprinkle Shine, thanks for the follow. Greatly appreciated. Stardust Sprinkle Shine. Kind of, I don't know why I thought of Stardust Crusaders. If you guys ever watched or read JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, I don't know, the Stardust. Anytime Stardust comes up, it's what I think about. Thanks for explaining that. Lazy. No, it's not laziness if it becomes conscious decision. Call it what you may call it. I'm just lazy. Unless I'm really dedicated to a piece, then I will try my best to make things work out. Stardust. Like a Ziggy Stardust. I really want to use ink now. Hey, go for it. Like, if you've never used ink before, it is quite the experience. Like, I used to only use these for inking. Like the simple little, let me zoom in a little bit. The simple, like, inking pens, and that's all I ever did with ink. But once I actually started, you know, using a paintbrush, getting all in it with it, and then using a dip pen, it really changed my outlook on ink and, you know, how much I love it. I think, like, the biggest reason why I started using, like, the dip pen was because, you know, I call myself a nerd or a geek in the sense that I like anime and manga. I read a lot of manga, and so, you know, watching the artists use a dip pen and they get these like nice lines with varying thickness with just one pen, it really made me want to get a dip pen. So I finally did one day use some ink. You know, at first, you know, the first thing you ever create with a new medium, it's not really going to turn out very well. So I was like, oh, you know, I'm not going to use this ever again. It sucks. But after I gave it some practice, it's become my favorite inking tool to use to get nice lines. Now, if I were to make straight lines, though, I will use one of the pens, one of these, with a ruler, because if you use the dip pen with a ruler, especially I use like plastic rulers, it will bleed underneath the ruler and just ruin your piece by dragging and spreading the ink away from everything without creating that nice straight line you want. And then even like going on to using like brushes, I feared for the life of me using a paintbrush to apply anything. But now, you know, I like the really thin bristles to really get these precise coloring going on with it. I kind of learned how to use the brush to my advantage. You know, I still haven't done an actual painting, but, you know, I do want to learn how to paint as well. I'm very open with my art mediums and what I want to learn how to do. I'll buy the ink if you make something for me again. Logs Delia. Oh Jesus, that's good to know about the ruler test percentage. Yeah, I want to bring out my other piece, because you weren't here for one of my first streams when I was showing off like a redo that I was doing. I might go get the piece after I'm done coloring this area in red. But yeah, I had on stream messed up an illustration that I was working on because it spread the ink underneath the ruler and just smeared across the piece, and I got a little upset, but you know, I wasn't too upset. I didn't really like the illustration to begin with, so I redid it, and I really love how the new one turned out. Happy accident then. Yeah, there's no really bad mistakes, because if you redo a piece, you kind of improve on it once you do a redo of it. So, you know, everything is a happy accident. Like, if something goes wrong, it's not really the end of the world. It's, yeah, I know, I may have spent a long time on it, but, you know, I can always redo it. Improve on it a little bit more, change some things that I didn't see before. Happy accidents. You know, I'm contemplating whether I'm gonna get some sleep tonight or not, but you know, I'm having too much fun. I'm having fun talking to you guys. I'm having fun doing this piece. It really makes me feel good. So I'm gonna keep going for as long as I can with this piece, and then I probably won't even go immediately to bed after I'm done streaming because I have to talk to my girlfriend. And you know, I like to get as much talk time with her as I can before I go to bed. But even if I don't get any sleep tonight, you know, this is worth the lack of sleep. I'll just keep myself awake with coffee. Because I average out maybe 4 hours of sleep every day anyways, because my schedule sucks. Yay, no sleep. Sounds like a pretty good day. As a GF, I support that decision. Yeah, my sleep does not matter when it comes to talking to my significant other. They deserve all the attention I can give them. She has been very, very good to me. So losing sleep is well worth it, because I can always catch up on sleep the next day. But if I keep doing these streams every day, there will be no sleep, which I'm okay with too. You know, I'm trying to become an active Twitch streamer in art, so you know, I want to be able to make art every day like this, especially on stream, because you know, I get people like both of you that are very interested. They come in, actually talk, you know, are very interested in seeing stuff like this, and you know, it makes me feel good. It makes me feel happy that I have people, like an audience, kind of, that just slowly builds up. You know, stuff doesn't happen overnight, but it's like people like you guys that come in immediately and are like, oh, you know, this is really cool, let me give you a follow. Let me go to your social media, follow you there. And I'm like, oh my goodness. Internet friends. But I do appreciate it. You know, you guys have been awesome on this stream so far. You know, giving me something to talk about so that the stream isn't just music and doing this. Because I feel like a lot of people will tune away sometimes from streams where no one is talking. And that's how my stream started out, you know, no one talked. I just started out, you know. I had a really shitty webcam too, so you couldn't really see what I was doing. Glad to watch, hope to see more in the future. Hey, thank you. Yeah, there's gonna be a lot more art in the future. Don't you worry about that. Because, you know, I do want to make this my my profession, my job, basically. You know, just doing art, whether it be, you know, streaming for the rest of my life. Eventually, I want to be able to. That is the end goal: being able to just create, wake up, have my own schedule, create art every day, and get paid just to do that, just to entertain the audience with my art. Do you have a streaming schedule? I do not have a set schedule yet, only because my work schedule does change very, very often. But I try to stream every day around noon. Even like if you go to my Twitch page, underneath the about me and the donations, PayPal donations thing, I have a schedule thing that says to be announced, because I haven't really made a schedule yet. It's really hard to try to make one, but once I finally do kind of get a grasp for how my work schedule is kind of gonna be, I'll make a definite schedule. Also, self-promotion, if you scroll down, once again, you can go, there are links to my Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, DeviantArt, and YouTube pages if you guys want to follow me there too. All the support helps. I have to be, that little kiss my own ass by saying, hey, I'm gonna promote myself, but that's how you get people interested in your art to follow you. So it's something that you have to do. If you do stuff like this, you gotta promote yourself, which, I'm not really too good at doing that. But, I try. Do you have a stream? Oh, sorry, I skipped over. It's alright if you did skip over, because it's a really tiny thing, because there's nothing really written underneath it. So, it's very easily skipped over. That's been my worry about starting a stream. Yeah, when you start a stream, it's scary at first, because, you do your first stream, you're kind of expecting it to go very well the first time. You're like, oh, where are all the people that want to come in and watch this? When, you already have established streamers already doing their thing, whether it be gaming or doing the art thing. And, you're just starting out, you're not really going to be on like a front page or anything like that. And you have all the different types of art, or the creative sections for Twitch. And I'm really glad Twitch finally integrated that, having a creative spot. It's not just gaming now, it's, you get to do your hobbies, or, you can do this as a job. It's really cool. I originally was going to use like other art streaming services, which, I might do for some things eventually, because, with those services, they don't have that whole copyright thing. You can play whatever music you want, and that's the kind of freedom I want. Because right now, we're just going through the same playlist every single stream. I'm trying to add more songs to it. Right now, I only have 46 songs. It's like a 3-hour playlist, and this stream's been going on for almost 3 hours. So the whole playlist has already been basically played. But besides the point, yeah, starting out is really scary. And even then, I used to be very nervous. I never wanted to stream after my first 2 streams again. I was just like, oh, I'm too nervous to start. But, once you jump right into it, and if you just keep at it, and you do have people eventually come in and start talking to you, and, people like you guys are so nice. And, it's very easy to talk to you guys. Because, you're not hating, you're not bashing, you're not trolling, doing any of that stuff. And I appreciate that. So it makes it, a lot easier for me to be out and about, to stream. I get on, happy. Alright, do I want to do the silver on the horn? You know what, why not? I'm gonna go ahead and try this silver on the horn. Why not? And get crazy with it. And if it doesn't work out, hey, that's fine. Not every single thing an artist does has to be perfect. Not everything is a masterpiece. If everything was a masterpiece, then, would you really be happy? Maybe. You might be a little bit happier if everything was a masterpiece. Everything came out exactly the way you wanted, but it's a learning experience. Art is one of those professions where, every single thing is a learning experience. There's no set way to do something properly. Everyone has their own way of doing things. We're being too good of an audience. Up the spam. You gotta spam it up. You gotta just make me just despise you guys. I'm excited about the silver. Yeah, I'm pretty stoked to finally test out this silver, see how it works. I'm actually gonna get some test paper, see how this goes. Use some janky ass computer paper right here that I have ripped out. What's on here? Oh, something about health insurance. Oh, I heard something. Oh my goodness, thank you for the $5 donation. That is very greatly appreciated. I appreciate that a whole ton. Thank you so much. And silver's not bad, it sparkles a bit. I kind of do like that, and this is supposed to be a unicorn, so, you know, sparkle it up. You have the honor of being the very first person to ever give me a donation as well, and that is awesome. Alright, let's see what this silver is all about when it comes in contact with moleskin. Oh yeah. I don't know if you can see the shine very properly, but that's looking neat. That's pretty neato. And there's some red mixed in there too because of my poor ability to clean a brush properly, but it adds this reddish silver charm to it that I like a lot. That's really cool. Really glad that I am doing it like this. So now I found something I can use for like mystical horns, mystical objects, silver, sparkly silver paint, or ink, not paint. Using it like paint. That's really cool. I'm sorry, I'm like gushing over this silver. It is, it's really cool, man. I don't know if you can see it on my fingers too. It sparkles, it's neat. Gorehorn happy accident? Yeah, it could be like some old dried up blood on the horn. It stabbed a many fellow. You'll never be unsparkly ever again. That's actually something like my girlfriend likes to bring up because sometimes she'll wear stuff that has. She loves the glitter, man. So she'll wear something glittery, and my clothing basically consists of like I wear all black usually. So you know you're gonna see the sparkles on there, and I get annoyed by it. I love her to death, but oh my goodness, her love of glitter and sparkles, because she likes unicorns too. So I wonder if she's gushing over this piece while because she's also watching the stream. So I wonder if she's just gushing over, you know, it's a unicorn, and then I brought out the silver sparkle. She's like, oh my god! Craft AIDS. And on that day, Xavier contracted the worst of the craft bases. He uses craft AIDS, aka glitter. It is so messy to clean up glitter. That's why I don't use it. Like, and then they had the, oh my god, they had the audacity to throw glitter into glue. Oh my god, you just want to make it super permanent now. You want to make sure those AIDS stay. Glitter glue is the best. Hello, Xavier girlfriend. Yeah, she doesn't have a Twitch account, so she's kind of like in as like a what would you call someone that doesn't have a Twitch account that just kind of comes in? She's one of those. She can see the comment though, so she's probably like hello. But you know she can't comment because she doesn't have a Twitch account. Which, you know, I wanna get her into streaming because she paints, and oh my goodness, she is so good at painting. I love her painting and her art style. So I want to do like a one day when she comes over, and I want to do a stream. I want to stream with her. She and I can both be doing art because she also draws too, and I love her style so much. Ultra lurker. you hear that, Paige? You are an ultra lurker. But she's my ultra lurker, so it's fine. She can lurk all she wants. I'm not bothered by it. This is, oh my god, double couple art stream. Squee level max. I wish I could squee. I'd squee right now if I could. I would imitate a squee level max. My throat, my voice will not allow me to squee like that. Uh-oh. What's uh-oh Kiriyama? Is it because of Doodleflox doing a squee level max? I think I know what I'll do for a digital art stream at some point, because my friends and I have been thinking about making a podcast as well. So, and I want to do the art for the podcast. So maybe I'll do some of that. I'll digitally stream, you know, me making the podcast artwork, you know, of the people that are going to be in the podcast. So you get like a very stylized viewing of myself. And my friends that want to do this podcast. We don't know what kind of podcast we want to do. Kind of one of those where it's like shoot the shit kind of things, you know, talk about whatever. No really set plan. Because that's how, like, those are the kind of podcasts I like to listen to, are the ones that really don't have a planned out thing. They kind of just do whatever. And of course I'll have to work a podcast into my schedule as well. Let's see, does Twitch allow doing podcasts? Is that one of their creative things? Or not creative, but like, is that one of their things? But they only do gaming podcasts, don't they? Maybe I'll do like a SoundCloud podcast or something like that. I don't know. I haven't worked out the specifics behind it yet, you know. We've been thinking about doing this podcast for the longest time. This is back when I used to live in the Woodbridge area near my friends. And now I'm only near one of my friends. She's my my roommate, and she's going to be one of the people on the podcast as well. Because we all worked at the same place back in Woodbridge. So we all kind of like want to share stories about, you know, what it was like working there, like as a first kind of thing. But also, you know, just to shoot the shit. Do you know anything about Twitch podcasts? Ooh, should I do Silver Tiers as well? Maybe I'll do Silver Tiers as well. Why not? This unicorn is just all about this sparkling blood tears, blood sparkle horn. Sparkly tears, unicorn tears. Cure your diseases or can kill you, depending on what it wants to do to you. Twitch podcast? No. Podcasting in specific? No. Podcasting general? A little. Yes, silver tears. I don't know if I'm gonna add any black like backgrounds to this piece, only because I am kind of running thin on time a little bit right now. I don't want to spend like too long on this because of the whole, you know, I do want to talk to my girlfriend for a good amount of time. So I think I might actually call it a stream with this right here. I don't want to go too deep into it. I'll probably save a deeper one for another time. This might be it right here. As I said before, I might come back to something like this, do something similar to this in the future, but like a bigger piece, and actually go all out on it. But I think that will actually do it for this stream right here. So this is it. This was really fucked up spooky unicorn. That's not really spooky or fucked up. It just has a third eye, red smoke, silver tears. But yeah. I'm gonna call that a stream for today. Thank you guys for coming out, you know, following me on here, going to my social media and following me on there as well, and thank you so much for the donation as well. It means so much to me. I'm not sure if I will stream tomorrow, only because I'm gonna be visiting my friend in the hospital for the next 2 days. If you guys follow my social media at all, you know, you'll get an update for when the next time I will stream. But yeah, thank you so much again for coming out. It means so much to me. And I will catch you guys next time.